Hey guys, it's Moban Kiki, aka the Guys in Creative, and today we got another sketch with me. I'm not showing the pictures that I'm doing this time, but I did find them all on Pinterest, and yeah, I'm using the Pentel Hybrid, one of these, the Pentel Hybrid Technica. This one's most likely the point .3 or the point .4, in terms of the size. I ended up getting a full pack. Very happy I got this pack because man, I love these pens. Just when it comes to sketching. So I wanted to do like a whole bunch of portraits for this one. And with this first one, I did them looking up. I don't often do the view with people looking up because, that chin, it always looks kind of weird to me. But it ended up working out while I was doing this one. I'm not gonna lie. And I think I captured like the essence of the person from the photo pretty well. Not only that, I was using my smaller pens just so I could pay more attention to where I put my lines and like how thick I want them to be. Because when I want my lines to be thicker, I have to go over it a few times considering how small the pen is. And that just shows more intention. And since these aren't meant to be like the cleanest of clean work, we sketching. So I made sure that everything was still captured. And I also like the sketchy feel anyway lately. So I've been trying to lean a little bit more into that, especially since I like to do things more in like the dark fantasy realm and like I'm starting to like horror a lot more. And to me, that requires a lot more messy lines, just in my mind. More messy lines, less clean. You don't want like clean zombies all the time. You want them to look nasty, icky, a little sketchy from time to time. But yeah, that was the first picture. As I'm doing these, I'm going to be coloring them later on in the video. So I'm starting out with just drawing each one, and you'll see me color each one with my Copic markers and my Ohuhu markers because I'm loving Ohuhu markers, y'all. Like uh, this right here, this little bag, I got this simply because the bag looked good. Like I didn't see this anywhere else outside of when I went to the front of Michael's. I got it at Michael's and I seen another bag, but it was a different one. Like this one's the Honolulu series. I forget which series the other one was. So, you know, I just got this one. Look at the bag, y'all. Like, come on. You telling me you skip past this? The other ones are just all black. And some of the other ones just they don't look as good. I'm just saying. You don't see many marker bags like this. So I had to get more. But yeah, like this Honolulu series just came with a whole bunch of skin tones, and that's why I got it. The only issue I have with this marker set is the way they're named seems random, and I'm sure they are because I'll use one marker and then like say it's like a 1 and then I'll use one that's like a 2 or say a R1 and a R2. Well, one is either going to be way lighter than the other or look like a whole different color. There should be more order in terms of how these are arranged. Like I like the markers. I just don't like um the way that they are numbered. And I think there should just be more structure in that because like I'm gonna think, oh, these colors could go together. Kind of like with Copics, how you got the two numbers and one of them is meant for, I believe, the opacity, and the other one is meant for the I forget. I don't think it's not the hue. We know the hue is the color itself. But I would say, yeah, like how saturated it is. Well, that's pretty much the opacity. I'm pretty sure I'm forgetting right now, but easy Google search. You can look it up. I'm not going to right now because I'm recording this video, trying to, stay focused on this. But yeah, I had did this other girl. I had ran out of room on the page because just because of where I started out with on the image. So you'll see me just going towards the edge of the page. That didn't stop me from drawing it because I still knew, okay, she looks something like this right here. And I really liked the pose, so I had to complete it. It was more dynamic and it showed the full body. And I want to get more in the habit of drawing people at full body because I don't do it as much as I do portraits and half body. And I do struggle with connecting the torso and the legs and having it look right, at least without a reference. Obviously, I do recommend to use a reference, and I use a reference myself. But when there's times where the reference I'm using or I can't find the reference I'm using, I end up not being able to see exactly how they'd connect, specifically when there's a belt on or there's just certain types of clothes. Like when I'm drawing my character Asmodeus, I struggle with that. Like he'll look a little bit weird, waist down from time to time. But yeah, my favorite picture out of all of these is the last two, especially this one, because I kind of warped the perspective a little bit, and she's like she just looks like she's in distress, going crazy, and I love that. I love that. I'm not gonna lie. Like it it read very well and it was very successful. I know it was successful because it reads well. And the hands looked good, the fingers, the eyes, the hair, all of it. Um she was my favorite to even do just cuz that was the challenge. It was kind of bending the perspective a little bit because the picture I was looking at, I believe it was what's that camera lens called? It had more depth of field, so it kind of warped the perspective a little bit, and I pushed it just a little bit more as I was drawing it. Was that fully intentional? Magician does not reveal his secret, so I can't tell you. I can't tell you. But yeah. Um, but this one was my favorite to do. It was easy to capture in terms of how to pose her shoulders, and the hands actually weren't that hard. I thought they'd be harder than they were, but thankfully I've drawn a lot of hands because I did the 100 hand challenge before, and I am thinking about doing it again. If you do want to see it, 100 hand challenge, let me know. You can do it with me. We can make that a series. I can do 20 hands per video or 15, however many. Let me know. Let me know. I'm all ears. But yeah, I ended up doing her hair. I was proud of the hair because I've been struggling with drawing girls' hair for the longest. Okay, y'all, the longest. And I think it's because I get overwhelmed with how detailed it looks, and that stops me from trying to simplify it all the way. And when I do simplify it, it doesn't always work out. So I've been trying to pay more attention to how I do that. And I think it worked well for that image. And then right here, I didn't get to the last drawing yet because I started coloring first. And then I was like, I could draw another picture here. But you see me using the Ohuhu markers. You see how amazing that looks. Like, come on, these alcohol markers are amazing, y'all. They're amazing. I'm just telling y'all, they're amazing. Use them. I highly recommend this pack. I think it was $30 something, and it came with 36 markers. Like, come on, come on, come on. as much as I like Copic too, Copic don't compare to those prices, and the quality is still it's superb. Come on, y'all. But yeah, I was focused on just getting that flat skin tone down and finding a good color for her lips, something that's darker. And I had to color code all my stuff. Like I was saying earlier, um, can't find that sketch. Wait, it's right here. So I had to color code everything to make sure I knew what color was what. Because again, the naming convention makes no sense for this set of Ohuhu markers. So I had made this, and then you just see a whole bunch of random lines when I'm trying to make sure they actually work where I was looking at other markers. But I did each one in pretty much order. There's only like 2 or 3 that aren't in order because I seen them after the fact. But the colors are they're good, y'all. I like these markers, I can't lie. I like these markers. On this one, still going in with the flats. I do enjoy my flat colors. I'm not real big into rendering yet, but I'm trying to get there. So I'm trying to experiment more with my Copic markers, even though I'm at a stage in my career to where I'm doing more digital art. And yeah, sure, I can scan the stuff and then make it digital, but digital is just faster. And since I've been working on some commissions. The commissions I'm doing are all digital. At first I was doing those traditional, and then I was like, when they start wanting like edits or things of that nature before we get to the final process, I need to be able to do it a little faster. So hence I ended up I started using a bit more digital again. And I'll still be doing a lot more, like I'll be showing my traditional work but I'll also be showing my digital work soon as I'm preparing for this convention. And just as y'all see me drawing these, you'll see me draw a lot faster on them, even though these are sped up a little bit because I doubt y'all want to sit here for like 2 hours, hour and a half, 2 hours just watching me. My views are already kind of like, in terms of how long y'all stay in the videos, a lot of y'all probably aren't even here right now, and I'm only 13 minutes in just now. So yeah. So I ended up coloring. I did get a little salty because I used the wrong version of one of these colors by the time I seen the spot, and it looked off, but it still worked. Thankfully. Thankfully. So that's something I could easily fix digitally. And this one's definitely going to be part of the thumbnail. Like I said, it's my favorite one. She got to be the thumbnail, y'all. And the next one will also, I'm pretty sure I'll be putting the next one on the thumbnail too. I'm trying to make better thumbnails as I'm going because, well, I think my thumbnails are good so far, but my CTR says otherwise. My click-through rate, for those who don't know. And that's something I've been trying to focus on lately because I want y'all to click my videos. I want to make sure the title grasps you and you're like, "Oh, let me see that." Or you at least keep seeing stuff from me and you keep noticing like my Mobon Kiki logo or now my Osmodius logo. And then you'll be like, I keep seeing this guy. Let me finally give one of these videos a try. Y'all know y'all always see that one video on YouTube that shows up in y'all's recommended all the time. And then you're like, there's nothing to watch. Let me press this. That's the plan. Yeah. So as you see, still going. I'm going in with the black. You know I love using the color black because I like my spot blacks. And I like using my brush pens, and most of my brush pens are black outside of my, Cambio ones, which only came with, I think it was 6 colors? This one, this one, this one. There's a black, there's a brown. Hold on. Right here. And a blue. There we go. Yep, 6. I was right. They're pretty good. See? But yeah, kept coloring, kept using this marker, and I was trying to find like just little things to emphasize how they look. So you see me putting like a pretty much, it's like the same color as her skin, but a bit more on the pinker side. So I was trying to add little, like, I guess you could say blush, or um I guess you could also say blood flow, because I've noticed a lot of people who render a lot, they end up using like another color, like a undertone type of color that goes with where your skin's normally kind of red at. So like where most of the blood flow is. So like your fingers, like how my fingers are kind of pinkish, and like even in the face, you can see it's kind of pinkish in certain areas. And emphasizing that in these pictures can help grasp that like realistic feeling and have you be like, oh yeah, that's an actual person, living, breathing, all that. And now we get into the last picture. I really like the expression on this one. That's why I drew it. When y'all are drawing, draw the things that interest y'all. Draw the things that look cool, or like, ooh, I haven't drawn nothing like this before. I wonder how this would turn out. Just try it. Don't be afraid to look bad. And even if it does look bad, that's okay. That actually does lead me to an idea I wanted to talk about, and it's to create your bad art. I'll end up making a separate video for that, but for right now, it's like you got to make the bad art in order to make the good art. And you could make 1,000 drawings and only like 10 of those are worthwhile to see, at least in your eyes. So to me, I like seeing people's process, regardless of how bad the process looks. And because it shows like how much work the artist is actually putting in. That's why I've been trying to show y'all that. Like my goals for 2025 video, I did not like that. I did not like those pictures. Did not like them. But I still posted it because I knew at the end of the day, I'm going to see the growth, and I just wasn't having a good drawing day that day. And I needed something to put out. So here y'all go. It was mainly for the commentary anyway. But yeah, like get comfortable drawing the bad art, regardless of what you see online, because most people curate their stuff online. You got to realize the stuff online is meant to look good most of the time. And we rarely see the behind the scenes and the reality of what it's actually like to do these things, Like, not everyone's creating a masterpiece back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. That takes practice. The more you practice and the more you get into that repetition, the more you can do that. The more you the more you study your fundamentals in terms of like perspective, anatomy, color theory, things of that nature, the better you get at noticing things, like color, for example. I'm not super good with color. That's why, like, I've been trying to work at it because I'm a lot more used to using pen and ink. Um, Color is like a foreign language to me. And when I've noticed other people who do color, when they're color mixing and stuff, a lot of them aren't thinking about it. They just able to do it. I have to think. I gotta think about it. Like, okay, yeah, this one mixing in this color, right? Okay. And then like a whole lot of trial and error, and end up wasting a whole lot of paint. That's why I don't like painting, y'all. I want to use watercolor, but I don't know. I don't know when yet. Well, watercolor, I think I'd have a better time using, but acrylic, bro, I'd be wasting a lot of paint. For my painters out there, please tell me how much paint y'all be y'all be wasting, especially when it's like acrylic, because that stuff dries, and I never know when I'm going to end up painting again, type of deal. So saving the paint for later when you like spray, like when you spray like a cloth or something and put it on top of the paint, that only lasts for so long because you gotta maintain that, because once it dries up, then that acrylic's gonna dry too. And that happened to the last thing of paint I was using when I was making a piece for my cousin, which actually turned out pretty good. Um, it's this one. Still working on it. Well, I just gotta add something. It's pretty much done. I just gotta add something, and I'm pretty sure you can see what I need to add. I'm not gonna tell y'all what needs to be added. Sorry. I had made a digital version of that one first, and then he wanted me to make the actual painting that he could hang up for it, and I highly appreciate him for that, because that's the first time someone's requested like a painting outside of one other time, but that other time it ended up not happening, and I was gonna do it in charcoal, but um I didn't have good enough reference pictures to use for the person I had to draw, for the people I had to draw. But yeah, y'all can see I ended up doing the jewelry, did a whole lot of circles. I can thank fashion class for that. They Y'all, when it comes to jewelry, and if you struggle with drawing jewelry, look at how fashion illustrators do their stuff. I can't think of any other names on the top of my head right now, but if y'all end up wanting me to do like a study on fashion illustrators, let me know, because I got some work from my senior semester at CCAD, and I had to basically do an art study on, I think I did 4 different artists total. It was 2 different ones both times. Pretty sure we only did it twice. Um, but it's really, they simplify it and it reads so good. And I'm taking that, because whatever reads is what we need, okay? Whatever reads is what we need. Bars. You can see that shading, I'm shading more of her skin than I did with the other one. And you can also see that I had to find like a little bit of a dark color to make sure it actually, it had some more contrast. I'm all about contrast, y'all. High contrast is where it's at for me, especially because pen and ink has high contrast, especially when you look at people like Mike Mignola. He's one of my favorites in terms of how he simplifies his forms with using spot blacks. Like, it's amazing. But yeah, I ended up giving this character green lips. Don't know why. I think I do. It matched their personality. They give me like Buttercup vibes. They give me Buttercup vibes from Powerpuff Girls. And yeah, like I think the expression reads really well for this one, y'all. Like, I'm proud of this one. I'm proud of this one, and I'm proud of the one I drew right before it. I hope y'all like it too. Um, and to get back onto like creating the bad art and like what you see on social media, don't let the stuff on social media deter you from trying, you know? I think I think that happens a lot with us, because we see all this stuff that just looks so immaculate. We see people way younger than us who have been drawing for just a less amount of time, and they're drawing like pros. And we might not be at that level yet. And we all got different circumstances. Everybody's life is we all on different timing. Like there's people rich and famous when they're young, and some it takes years. And to me, I've been drawing since I was 8 or 9 years old. And the only issue that I had was I didn't have like a drawing instructor for real. So I had to use a lot of YouTube. And along with that, I didn't know my fundamentals. I didn't know nothing about learning fundamentals, oddly enough, which which is crazy to me. Like anatomy, yeah, but I didn't know like um drawing boxes for perspective. Um and then the art books that I did get, I went in for the pictures. I wasn't reading them. Um read your art books. Read your art books. Please. Please read your art books. I'm telling you, that's where the information's at. Like, you can copy all you want, but when you don't understand why they're doing what they're doing or why they're simplifying the things they're simplifying and how it makes it easier for them, then you're just making it harder for yourself because you're not taking in the information the way they intended it to. You know what I mean? And yeah, sure, we could be like visual learners, but it also helps to know big brain, how they do it. But yeah, we getting towards the end of this video. I had did like a background for each one just by doing a flat color right behind them. I like when people do that behind like their gesture drawings and like even some people's final drawings that I've seen online. I think it makes the characters stick out some more because, you're creating some more depth between them and between the character and the color. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If y'all want to see more like this, please like and subscribe. My name is Mobon Kiki, aka the Kaizen Creative, and stay hydrated. Stay hydrated, y'all. My water is right here. I'm a little parched. I'm going to go ahead and drink this, but see y'all.